the government would say this is necessary, isn't it, given the disruption? And on that point, they, I would suggest, seem to have the backing of most people up and down the land.
Well, I disagree, and I disagree strongly. The truth is that we've got the laws, as you yourself said, already in place. It's just a distraction, in my view. It's bogus. It's to take our minds off the calamitous government, the catastrophic policies. One of the things in this law is to stop and search, which has got great discredit over the years. Stop and search without reasonable suspicion. But they won't be stopping and searching anyone in a tweed jacket with jodhpurs. They'll be stopping and searching black people, young people. They're just demonised and criminalised. That's what is the distraction here. The catastrophic policies, Johnson's Brexit disaster, the COVID calamity, PPE scandal, 200,000 deaths, millions of workers forced to use food banks. We used to have the phrase choose between heating and eating. Now they can't afford either. MPs like Matt Hancock, who will be voting on this, goes to Australia noshing on kangaroos' testicles when he should have been in Parliament. That's what taxpayers paying for.
Yeah, but Jerry, come on. You're doing a bit of whataboutism here. As in, we're talking about there is no. Jerry, hold on a second. We've covered a lot of that stuff extensively, and we will continue to do the big political stories as we do here on GB News and indeed the rest of the media. There is no doubt there are protests that have occurred in this country in the last year or so that have gone increasingly disruptive, that have gone down the civil disorder route. Now, their protesters may well argue they've had to do this because no one's listening to them. That's the argument they make. But they have been more disruptive. They are impacting people's lives. They have stopped ambulances being able to get to hospitals, for example. And most people would want the police to have more powers to prevent these from happening.
Well, if you put things in such simplistic ways, then you're conducting the wrong poll. I think if most people were able to have a proper debate about protest, about Parliament, the fact is, and I'm not deliberately going back to these things, millions of people's lives now are affected by this catastrophic government. And the protests are because people have lost faith in Parliament. They've lost faith in their MPs to do the right thing. Their lives are in such turmoil that they manifest themselves in other ways. Do you know, I'm sure there's been online petitions on all the things before anybody glues themselves to a motorway. And these are well-meaning, right-thinking people desperate to have their voices heard, whether that's on climate change or anything else. The place is in turmoil. Now, I was on a protest. It was the Colston statue in the middle of Bristol, a slave trader. We tried for years, with a Labour council, by the way, and a Labour mayor. We tried for years using all the proper ways to get that statue, which was an offensive statue to most people, to get it down.